So, hey everybody, it's Brian. It's another Mental Health Monday, and I've kind of been struggling with these. Really haven't been sure what to talk about. Um, Viewership's been kind of low, and I know some people like these videos, but I personally like doing them. It's just kind of a way for me to talk to you guys directly, and just keep in touch. We have the interview series going on weekly. It's now a podcast as well, so it's been a bit involved. So sometimes the burnout's a little bit real with these. But some of you may or may not know that I'm really into art. I'm a huge art fan as a photographer most of my life, a videographer. I've really enjoyed art. And I saw an article a while back, and it's something I thought would make a great topic. So a lot of people may or may not know that Van Gogh struggled with depression his whole life and had severe mental illness. And he's considered one of the world's finest painters. And his work, in my opinion, is just brilliant. I've always loved Van Gogh. And it got me thinking about something that I thought was really interesting with mental health. So we're sort of in this climate now. It's January of 2021, and we're sort of struggling with the change of the election with COVID. It's now officially been going on for a year. It's really hard to see beyond where we're at, right? It's really hard to remember, when you could just roll into a bar and hang out with your friends on a ride or have big social gatherings and things. And I thought about something in Van Gogh's work that was really interesting and I wanted to share. So Starry Starry Night is one of Van Gogh's most famous paintings and personally one of my favorite paintings of all time. A lot of people don't realize that when Starry Starry Night was painted, it was painted when Van Gogh was institutionalized. And why I think that that's a really interesting story to share about mental health was the belief is when Van Gogh was in the asylum, he was looking at the landscape through bars, but he was able to mentally remove those bars and paint one of the greatest works of art in all time. And I thought that was pretty interesting because that's something that we can learn in our mental health struggles is that looking beyond the immediate, right? So Van Gogh was able to see beyond the bars, the physical thing that was in front of his face and paint this painting. And I always thought it was interesting because it gives you the perspective of hope. It makes you realize that what may be in your immediate, in this case, COVID and, the struggles of the economy with a lot of people being out of work. And now you're able to look at what you should be looking at is the future and what's beyond that. So I thought it was a really interesting metaphor for mental illness. And Van Gogh struggled his whole life with mental illness, as I said. And if you really want to watch something interesting, I'll find the link for it if I can. There's an episode of Doctor Who where Doctor Who meets Van Gogh, and Van Gogh's mental illness is represented by demons and physical manifestations that he sees and he's fighting. But what's really interesting in the end of that video, and I've watched this video over and over again, that episode, is that Van Gogh gets taken into the future and he gets to see what his work represents in current time. And I think that that's really interesting too in the topic of mental health is because you never realize what you're doing for yourself or for others, how that's going to look down the road. And it's a very emotional ending. And I thought it was a very fitting way to portray Van Gogh is that although obviously it's science fiction, it never happened, but he had a chance to see the impact that he had on the world. And while he was fighting his physical and mental demons, he was able to overcome that and use painting as his therapy, as his escape, if you will. But his vision has left the world with such amazing artwork. So that's really all I had to talk about. And I just wanted to remind us and remind myself, as well as reminding you, that what you see in the immediate doesn't necessarily represent the future. So just want to let you guys remember, you're not alone. Reach out to me on Instagram if you need to talk. I love you guys. I appreciate all the support that you've given the channel and to me personally. And I hope this is helpful. If you're a Van Gogh fan, I'd love to hear from you, and let me know what you think of that story. And if you get a chance to watch the Doctor Who episode, let me know. Till I see you, I will see you. Peace.